Okay, Cole, the last thing I want to say is about the stropping angle. Okay, I learned to strop, it goes together with my handhold position and the pressure. I learned to strop or initially following that recommended two degree offset. In other words, if you sharpen at 20 degrees, the general recommendation is to strop at 18 degrees, 2 degrees more acute. And what that is for is because the strop is a compressible medium. The leather can compress under your applied pressure, and it can therefore roll. That pliable strop can roll over the knife edge. So by going more acute to that knife edge, you force that pressure that you're applying to be more towards the shoulder and less towards the apex, so that you're not rolling over the edge. That is the theory. I looked to try to strop without the need to do that because it saves a step. It saves a step in two respects. One, if you're sharpening at a set angle, if you are a person who finds that you need to offset your sharpening angle by a degree or two more acute, then you need to consider from the beginning that when you position that knife and you set that angle, you have to be ready when you're done sharpening with your stones and you want to strop. You want to go 2 degrees more acute. So you have to have room to bring those stones closer to parallel to the knife as you make that setting more acute. If you clamp up a knife and sharpen it at whatever, 17, 18 degrees, and that's as close as you can get with those stones at 17 or 18 degrees, when it comes time to strop, you can't go more acute because you already are as close as you can get with your stones. So when you put your strop on there and you want to go to 15 degrees to strop because you sharpen at 17, or 16 degrees because you sharpen at 18, you can't, because you already went as acute as you can. So it is to your benefit if you don't have to change your stropping angle, and then you're stropping at the same angle that you sharpened at. So you know when you're sharpening, if you can make that setting, then you're going to be able to make that setting when you strop. So that's why I find it beneficial that I'm able to strop at the same angle that I sharpened at. Now, when you strop and you inspect, when you go with your 2 degree offset or 1 degree offset, you may notice that the shine on the bevel that you're imparting with the strop, that shine is more concentrated behind the knife edge and towards the shoulder, which is why as you remove that offset, you can see that shine make its way to the apex. And if you go too far past the apex, and if you are now putting that pressure on the apex, you may roll over the edge. So there's a learning process, the art of sharpening, seeing where your handhold position correlates with the pressure, with the strop compressing. All this goes together, and it takes time looking at it again and again and again. So the recommendations are made to give you good results while you're learning. after you learn and you're in control of your hand pressure, your hand hold position and all that, then you start looking at your results and you play with your setbacks and those things to maximize it, to get the most out of it. And that's what I did, that I found that I could avoid that offset, that I didn't roll my edge, that by holding my stones in the center and going straight up and off, stropping in sections, and then blending it together. Never follow the edge down, always strop the edge up and off. Those simple things will help, but it takes practice and it takes time. Good luck to you, my friend.